Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about audio and speaker upgrades for 560 SEC. Mine's an 86, so it's Gen 2. Here is my dash out of the car. Fully out, steering wheel off, HVAC controls, all that stuff. I did a whole video on how to remove this dash. This is kind of like part 2 of the video on audio upgrades. So pretty much everything that I knew or thought I knew about the audio stuff was just from the forums, right? And don't mind, this is the old cracked dash. Just one of the reasons I took the dash out. It's old cracked, had a dash pad on it. But one of the things that I thought was that on the Gen 2 560 SECs, W126, whatever you want to call it, C126, there's two 4-inch rounds at the top, but you could put 4x6s in them. And then in the rear, we'll get to that in a minute, are I think 5.5 speakers or 6-inch speakers, but you can put 6.5-inch speakers in there, and we're going to find out about that too. Now I could have misread the forums, but in my case, this is a stock 86 560 SEC. I have a 4x6 and a 4x6 in the dash. Okay, so let me kind of show you what my plans are here and what I'm going to be doing for my sound system. This is my new dash. See, no cracks, nice and pretty. I've already got one speaker installed, a 4x6, and you might notice, you know, none of the stock holes are used for mounting the speaker, and that is because basically none of the holes line up. This one almost lines up, and it depends on kind of, you got a little bit of wiggle room in here with your speaker. I'll show you real quick. Also, while showing you, I want to kind of highlight a few things. There's two different style of like general speakers you can get. One is kind of like a US spec speaker that has this square around the 4x6 or whatever your speaker may be. But as you can see, that is not going to fit in there. But these Infinities are able to remove, you're able to remove this plastic trim. All I have to do to make these compatible is take these Phillips screws out here. There's 4 of them. And I'll link these Infinity speakers down below. As far as sound quality goes, these are going to be great. I know that the stock like Becker system in the 560s is more like a warm sound. These are going to be more of like a neutral sound. They're reference speakers, I guess is what you call them. But you're able to tune them how you want to tune them. So now that those screws are gone, I can just take and peel this back. There's like a adhesive on the back of it. Boom. Now this piece is separated. Now in this hole, this speaker will fit inside this slotted opening. Now you're gonna have to finagle it around a little bit. As you can see here, if I try to line up this tab with this hole, nothing else is gonna line up and it's not going to lay flat in there. To lay flat, it has to be moved over a little bit and kind of rotated like that. And that's a little bit flatter. So for my setup, let me kind of show you what I did. So this is the speaker in there, right? And it's very secure in there. Like it's not coming out, it's sealed well. I used the little factory, the foam seal that comes with these speakers, like around the bottom to basically make a gasket. And for the back here, I just cut out a template of like 3/4 inch plywood. All I did was take a piece of paper, stick it here, and then I went through on this side with a pencil around the outside of the opening, and then I trace that onto a sheet of plywood, and then I just use a jigsaw, cut that out, and kind of rough cut the corners. It does not look good 100%, but it works in securing the speaker down. So this basically clamps down onto this metal backing here, and if you can see, let me take you over here. This whole area is generally real flat. The only part that kind of lips up is here, so I have the narrow edges here, but as long as you're giving it some space out here, you'll have a lot of room to dig in with your screws and clamp this down, the speaker down to the wood, and then sandwiching this metal, basically creating a much better seal for your speaker. So you can kind of get a rough idea of the outline I did there. It's by no means great or good looking, but it's something. All right, and then so what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be running all new speaker wire. I got the terminals on there. These are Dorman terminals, they're gold plated. You can get them at like O'Reilly's on AutoZone, they're really good. I was just test fitting them. And I'm using this speaker wire. It's Amazon Basics. It's oxygen-free copper. This is really, really good speaker wire at a really good price. You don't want CCA speaker wire, copper clad aluminum. You want oxygen-free copper. It conducts way better along long lengths of wire. So this, I'll link this down below. It's like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks for a big ass spool of it. I don't remember, it's 100 feet maybe. So the basis of what I'm gonna be doing is putting a 5-channel amp in the trunk. And then from my head unit down here, I'm gonna be running the RCAs as the signal back to the amplifier in the trunk. So I'm gonna have RCAs running from the head unit, the little circle plug cords, all the way back to the trunk to the amplifier. And the amplifier is going to send the signals out through the wires. So I'm gonna be running a speaker wire from this down all the way along the sill and into the back, and the same thing on that side. Now, if you don't want to do all that and you want a simple upgrade, a lot of people in the forums, again, I was kind of misled by the forums on the speaker size, but apparently there are speakers, and actually let's unscrew one of these and see if it's possible to kind of use the that metal trim there around the edge. I wonder if that's possible to use for a different speaker. Okay, so I thought maybe there would be a way to get this metal trim off here, but it's part of the speaker cone, not cone, but whatever the surround stuff is. So unless you were to get this like kind of re-coned and made a new speaker inside of this housing, then you wouldn't be able to do that. But I've also read on the forums that there are speakers you can buy that will directly mount into these 2 holes. And these are from the factory. All you have securing them in is these 2 holes. So I would say it's probably possible. And let's say you wanted to run new speaker wire, but you didn't want to tear your dash out. I believe that you could totally, see this is just an open, this goes right down into the dash. So this side goes over there. And so it's just kind of just pointing straight down. Let me walk over there. This corner, about 5 or 6 inches in is where the center of the speaker is. So it's like right here floating. So I don't see anything really that would stop you from running the wires down other than this right here, which is flexible, and you could kind of fish up through here and see where, if you can feel the speaker wire coming down through here. And then same on this side. This is the side that is over here. There is some plastic ducting right below, but it is kind of flexible, and I think you would be able to, because here's the speaker wire right here coming out. This is the center where the speaker is. So this speaker wire runs out and down to this bracket behind the glove box. So I don't see it would be very hard to run speaker wire up into the hole for the speaker if you wanted to run new speaker wire. And the reason I'm talking about new speaker wire is because apparently it's like an ohm difference with the speaker wire and the speakers, and everything's kind of routed to the amp. So if you want to clean like 5-channel amplifier 4 components, add a subwoofer, then you would need brand new speaker wire run directly from here to the trunk. Same thing with that side to the trunk, and then the rears to the trunk would be a lot easier. But we're going to get into the rears here in a second. So yeah, front speakers in summary, you could either keep your stock speakers and be satisfied with that, or you could go to the forums and look up some of the speakers people have posted that fit exactly into the holes, the mounting holes for the stock speaker location, which would be some kind of 4x6, and you have to make sure they don't have the square surround around them, that they're the Euro style, which is little, whatever the hell they're called, that you screw them into with. And then you could run your own speaker wire through, after you get the stock speaker out, you could run your own speaker wire down and just kind of route it along your trim here all the way to the back to an amplifier if you wanted it to go that way. And then I'm doing kind of the more extreme version where I'm getting the speakers that I particularly want, the Infinity reference, and I'm creating a custom bracket on the bottom like you see here, and that is allowing me to mount these speakers to that without using the stock screw hole locations. Okay, sorry I don't have my mic plugged in, sorry about the audio, but let me show you how I ran the wires. So power wire is right here. Again, oxygen-free copper, not CCA. What I did was I ran it right through, so you can see that grommet right there. I just basically cut a little X slit in it and pushed this through. This is just a 4-gauge wire. So I pushed that through, and so the power wire comes out of that grommet right through there. These are the front speaker wires. Took this door sill off, and this is literally just, there's no screws, you just kind of pry it up. What I did was started at one side with a screwdriver and pried up a little bit, and then pried it along the whole thing, and then you just pressure fit it back on there. So speaker wire and power cable are going to be running down here. Generally, it's not a good idea to run speaker wire with ground wire, but I don't have too much of an option here with that. So I kind of got to just go with what I got. And so it all runs through here. And then right here, I lifted up the carpet. The carpet tucks into this rear trim panel here. I took the seats off, which on the bottom part of the seat, there's two little levers, and they basically lock into these two pegs. You just push the levers in and or out this way, and the lower part pops off, and then the back part just lifts off. I had a little bit of trouble getting my back off, and if you see this right here, it's like a little spring tab. You can lift it up like an inch or so, and then I just reached underneath and pushed that in, and that released the seat. Okay, so the wire is running underneath this trim piece right here. So you see the edge of the sill there, and it's running underneath that trim piece. All I did was I took a fisher tool, I guess you would call it a wire fisher tool, and I shoved it through underneath the trim, and it came out that side. So that's good. And then I'm going to be running them up. Let me show you. I'm going to run the wires up here. This is where they come out. And then there's a conveniently a little grommet right there that you can run the wires through. And that grommet goes right out into the trunk area. So it's super handy. It's almost like they wanted you to do it. And then same thing on the other side with the RCA cables and the speaker wire and the remote wire to turn the amp on. But yeah, that's how I'm running the wires. All right, next up, we're gonna talk about the rear speakers. Okay, rear speakers, we need to move this seat up and out of the way, which means we gotta push this little tab in under here. Yep. Seats out. All right, let me show you how to get your speaker grills out. I can't fucking do it. The reason I took the seat out is so I can get this speaker cover out without breaking it. These are apparently notorious for breaking. I got my other one out successfully. Can you show them that or grab that from the ground, that speaker cover down there? Okay. Can you see lighting wise?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaker cover still intact. All right, so I'm gonna show you how I did it. And this is just something I read on the forums. All right, so from the back, we're gonna push forward this way. We're also gonna lift up the front as we do it. It's a flathead screwdriver. I'm just kind of slowly pushing forward and lifting. And if I break this, it's gonna look really, I'm gonna look really stupid on camera, but whatever. Oh God. Yep, broke it. But I broke the rear of it, so it's not a big deal. We'll see if I break the rest of it. There we go. Yeah, I broke a big old chunk of plastic off the rear there. Damn it. The other one I got out just fine. But that's the general gist of it. I should have just kind of pushed right here at like a stress point or a joint there. Maybe it'd have been stronger. But honestly, this could go in and I would never see it. So I'll probably just use this until I find a good deal on some used speaker covers. And as you can see, the speaker is just kind of housed in this slanted plastic housing here. And there's one screw there and a screw right back there. Those are the only two screws holding the speaker in. I'm gonna take that out real quick. Okay, now the speaker is not attached in there by screws or anything like that. It's just sealed in with adhesive. So I'm gonna take my razor blade and just kind of run it down and get it in there if I can. Get it in this crack. Kind of separate this stuff. Now that that's kind of separated. Oh. There we go. It's a little more abrupt than I planned, but now the speaker is out of the housing. And now that this housing is free, you're just going to reattach this and you can put a 6.5-inch speaker in here. Here's the sticker that was on the back of the speaker. It says 12.65 at the end there. I think it already is. At least this looks like a 6.5-inch speaker. And if I take, for instance, this is a 6.5 Alpine Type R, I can take this and it fits directly in there like a perfect finish. Just like that. Now these aren't the speakers I'm using Infinities. Let me go grab my Infinity. So these are the Infinities I'm using. They're the 62.11. These are 6.5s. And again, this is the little speaker, and this is the little speaker thing, and it fits right in there. Let me get it lined up. Boom, just like that. Also, as far as clearance size in the back, as far as depth here, you can see how much this sticks out. This fits fine, 100% into the back of that. Also, the Alpine Type Rs fit fine. So I would look at the mounting depth of the Infinity Kappa 6211 and then the Alpine Type R 6.5 and see what that mounting depth is, and you can know that that is good. Or just buy these speakers. I'll link them down below. Okay, now all I'm gonna do to prep this is I'm gonna like peel off this layer of adhesive that was on here. All this stuff, this brown stuff. And since there's no screw holes on these for mounting, all I'm gonna do is basically mimic what the factory did, but with RTX. I'm gonna take some, this is the Permatex Ultra Black, it's just a, or sorry, not RTX, it's RTV. I'm gonna take some RTV, this is the Permatex Ultra Black. I'm gonna take some of this and just make a thin bead around here, and then sandwich the speaker on there basically and let the weight of the speaker kind of seal it on there, and then let it rest for at least an hour. But yeah, that basically just mimics what the factory did with sealing this, but in a better way. And RTV is a rubberized seal, so it's not going to be a rigid thing. It's got a little bit of flexibility, and it can go into extreme temperatures. So if in the winter and the summer, you don't have to worry about it changing composition or anything like that. Okay, and then as far as running speaker wires from the back, it's super duper easy. I just used some ferrules and plugged them into there, into the positive and negative on there. Made a good connection, came out that way. And the speaker wire comes literally right out from under here into the trunk. So if you're doing like I am with a 5-channel amp in the trunk, it just boom, right there. Speaker wire super easy on this. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up the speaker install. I filmed the whole main part of that like 2 weeks ago. It's been really cold and I just got back out. I forgot what the last clip that I filmed of the speaker stuff, but the amp is installed. It's a pretty clean install, I guess. It's a pretty decent clean install other than having to like I need to kind of sort through the wires. But it did for ferrules for all the speaker wire caps and the power and ground. The ferrules are little like metal caps. I'll link them down below. They're little metal caps you put over the end of your wire and they crimp into your amplifier. It's a really cool thing that you should do as far as if you want to clean up your wiring in your amp. That's a great way to do it. All I have left to do, some of this stuff, this is the old glove box, but some of the panels I haven't put back in since I took the dash out. This lower dash, oh Jesus Christ, there goes some screws. That's fun. But these are the little like first aid kit box that is in the back trunk area. One thing I'm going to do when I install these is I'm going to put Tessa tape, which is like electrical tape, but it has a fuzzy outside on it. I'm going to put Tessa tape on these edges that are going to lay on the flat surface of the trunk area. That way any rattles from the sub gets eliminated from that. That's just one source of rattles that could happen. And I'll link all that stuff down below. I'll link the Tessa tape down below. I'll link the ferrules down below and everything. But yeah, the audio sounds great on this. Again, there's definitely some stuff I need to put the lower trim on there. But the dash is all in. All that's in and good. Back seats are back in. Speaker covers are on. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Oh look, I tried to vinyl wrap my trim. I'm really bad at it. Look at that. I tried it to see if I could do it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Any questions you have, throw them in the comments down below. I might be able to help you out. Hopefully this video is helpful to you. You can leave a thumbs up if it is. Again, there's more videos on this car on the channel. Check them out. You can subscribe if you like the videos. That's it guys. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.